At present, notable developments are unfolding along the Lyman direction. As spring conditions set in and pressure continues to mount, Russian forces have initiated a series of large-scale assaults across the broader front line, aiming to achieve a decisive breakthrough. However, Ukrainian defenders appear well prepared, successfully inflicting disproportionately heavy losses on the attacking forces. Over the past several weeks, a clear pattern has emerged. Russian advances have significantly slowed. In response, the Russian High Command has escalated its approach, launching intensified, large-scale assaults across multiple sectors. Yet, rather than producing meaningful gains, these efforts have resulted in severe casualties. According to Ukrainian officials, within just 5 days of the spring offensive, Russian forces suffered over 8,000 casualties, including those killed and critically wounded. The Lyman sector has become one of the most intense flashpoints along the front. Russian forces have been conducting relentless assaults in an attempt to break through towards Vovchansk and regain operational momentum. In response, Ukraine's Third Army Corps has implemented an effective active defense strategy, combining layered fortifications with continuous drone surveillance, ground-based unmanned systems, and precision strikes. Through this integrated system, Russian units are frequently detected early, fixed in place, and neutralized before they can consolidate or exploit any gains. Ukrainian forces are also targeting command nodes, logistics routes, and assault formations in real time. Despite sustained pressure, these tactics have successfully denied Russia any meaningful breakthrough, maintaining firm Ukrainian control over the sector. In a particularly notable escalation, Russian forces launched one of the largest mechanized assaults seen in recent months, with the most intense push occurring near Chandriholov. This operation involved over 500 troops, 28 armored vehicles, and more than 100 light mobility platforms, such as motorcycles and buggies, deployed across a wide front of approximately 150 kilometers in a coordinated attempt to overwhelm Ukrainian defenses. The assault began in the early morning hours, taking advantage of fog for concealment. Russian units attempted to rapidly penetrate Ukrainian lines using fast-moving vehicles, supported by armored firepower. However, the scale and composition of the attack ultimately exposed critical vulnerabilities. Ukrainian aerial and ground-based drones quickly detected the advancing formations. Even the fastest Russian vehicles were intercepted by FPV drones before reaching their objectives, with many soldiers reportedly neutralized before they could even dismount. Heavier armored units faced additional challenges due to terrain that had been remotely mined using drones. This forced vehicles onto predictable routes, effectively channeling them into pre-designated kill zones. As the leading vehicles were destroyed by waves of loitering munitions, advancing columns became congested, making subsequent targets even more vulnerable. What followed was a systematic dismantling of the assault. Russian troops abandoned damaged vehicles and attempted to take cover in nearby wooded areas, only to be tracked via thermal drone surveillance and struck by precise artillery fire. Those attempting to retreat were intercepted along their withdrawal routes and eliminated. Ukrainian forces also targeted Russian support elements, destroying multiple artillery systems intended to provide breakthrough firepower. Additionally, electronic warfare units reportedly neutralized over 160 Russian drones, severely degrading their reconnaissance and strike capabilities, and further isolating assault units on the battlefield. Similar, though smaller-scale attacks were observed across the wider Lyman sector. While not as large as the Chandriholov assault, these operations were still significantly larger than those seen in previous months, indicating a broader escalation in Russian tactics. Nevertheless, the outcome remained consistent. Ukrainian forces repelled each attack, destroyed equipment, and inflicted heavy casualties. Within hours, the offensive effectively collapsed. Ukrainian sources report the destruction of dozens of tanks and armored vehicles, over 80 lighter platforms, and the elimination of approximately 405 Russian soldiers. Crucially, not a single Ukrainian position was lost. Overall, more than 80% of the attacking Russian forces in the sector were neutralized without achieving any territorial gains. The situation underscores a stark reality. Large-scale Russian assaults are increasingly translating into substantial losses without corresponding results. Facing stalled progress and mounting pressure, Russian command appears to be committing additional forces in increasingly desperate attempts to regain momentum. However, with reported average daily losses ranging between 200 and 300 personnel over recent weeks, this approach appears increasingly unsustainable. Russia is losing manpower and equipment at a rate that is difficult to replenish, while failing to secure meaningful advances on the battlefield. Let us know what you think about these developments in the comments below. Do you believe this strategy can continue, or will it force a shift in the coming weeks? We'd be interested to hear your perspective.